Hi guys, welcome to the American Ghost Hunter show. This is a retry of our show from Sunday. To cut a long story short, no, the show did not fail because of demon presences or ghosts or anything like that. It was literally because my internet speed was not fast enough for where I was to basically stream the show. But we're good. We've got decent internet speed tonight. So on with the show. And on the show tonight we have Ashley Godwin back with us. How are you doing, Ashley?
Doing well. Thank you for having me back again.
You're more than welcome, and thank you for coming back. And I do apologise. I could not be more apologetic to Ashley on Sunday because it just went wrong, and I apologise to anyone that was watching, obviously. And with me co-hosting tonight is Mr. Nep. How you doing, Greg?
Hello. Oh, I'm good. I'm sitting in my car.
Yeah.
Not at home, so it was kind of a last minute thing to me,
Yeah,
and
sorry
I
about
had to. I was already somewhere else.
Yeah, I apologise, Greg. But
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's been kind of mad. I've got so much going on at the moment. I thought, oh crap, I haven't checked with Greg to make sure he can do the show. So I messaged him like half an hour ago. And Ashley, may I just say what a lovely blouse you are wearing?
Me?
Yes.
Or him?
What a lovely blouse you are wearing.
Oh, why, thank you so much. Thank you. It's nice and bright English red, just for you, Alex.
It looks more orange, but...
Does it look orange in this light?
Are you in prison? Are you in prison and we don't know about it?
Huh?
Are you in prison and we don't know about it?
Let's not talk about that. Not yet. We'll bring that up later.
No, but I'm going to quickly see who is on the chat so I can say hello to everybody, and then we'll get things going properly. We'll talk about Ashley, see what she's up to. Like I said, she was on the show in March, I believe. But obviously she's been up to a lot more since then, so we'll get to that in a moment. So let's see who is on the chat. I'm going to say hello to one of the best names I've ever seen, Bunny Aragon Oxales. That is a bloody good name.
Yeah.
And I'm using the word bloody instead of the F word because I'm not meant to swear anymore. Hello, Mike. Hello, Ashley, Storm, Tammy Beth, Fred, something kind of German sounding junior. Fred, I do know you, but I can never pronounce your last name. I apologise. Link Summerfield, Mike Howe, Gina Sparks, Fisher, Debbie, Kerry, Colette, Phoebe, Andrew, another Ashley. There's too many bloody Ashleys tonight. Laurie, Gina, and Leanne. Hello, if you're watching from the UK. Yes, this is the American Ghost Hunter show. Yes, I am English. Please do not sue. So, let's get to our guest for tonight. Now, we had Ashley on, like I said, back in March, and every now and then we have a guest on the show, and I always make a mental note to ask that person to come on again because they were such a great guest to have on. Now, a lot of people know Ashley, but in case you don't, where the hell have you been? Obviously, she was a star on Ghost Hunting International back in the day, but now she's doing her own thing, which is awesome, by the way. Much better in my opinion than GHI, but let's not tell Pilgrim. She's doing basically, you're a Paranormal Explorer, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess I just kind of self-labeled myself as a Paranormal Explorer, just because the majority of my work it's all mostly on YouTube. I have a couple episodes out on Amazon Prime, and it goes by the Godwin Network and not my name. So I have the Godwin Network just because it sounded much cooler than just Ashley.
And and as you can tell from tonight, there's a lot of Ashleys.
Yeah, what's up, Ashleys?
So, had urban exploration always been something that you're interested in, like before all the paranormal stuff, or did it kind of develop as a result of the paranormal stuff?
Kind of both, but to be honest with you, I've always really been interested in abandoned places, mainly abandoned houses, because I grew up in a family who loves horror films. We were always a huge fan of Halloween, Michael Myers, and when Laurie Strode goes back to the Myers residence, you know, and it's abandoned and creepy, we just basically really loved that kind of stuff. And I'm saying we as in me and my mother, mostly, and we would always come across like houses along the way. And anyway, I kind of dropped that for a while, joined GHI, learned a lot about the paranormal field, technology, different equipment and stuff like that. And I kind of got bored, I guess, with your normal everyday 9-to-5 life. I became a mother, and I wanted to really get back into me and find myself again and what I wanted to do. And I guess I just kind of decided one day, hey, I'm going to make a YouTube channel. And that was literally this January of 2019. I created this YouTube channel, and I now am like maybe 50 subscribers away from 13,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good job. To get within less than a year to get more than 5,000 subscribers, let alone over 10,000, is quite an achievement. I mean, obviously, there's YouTubers that have like hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, but in this day and age, to start a YouTube channel and get those sort of numbers in less than 6 months is very difficult.
It is, and I think a lot of it goes off to my friends UGUE. Their names are Robin, Joe, and Holy Walkers, Todd. I did a lot of work with them, kind of starting out. Me and my mom made our own stuff at first. We went down to Florida, where I'm from, and made some videos with them, and a lot of their fans recognize me from Ghost Hunters days, as well as just from their videos, and they're like, you know, obviously they started subscribing, so I really lucked out and owe it all to just collabing with friends. And another channel, RNK All Day, Rob and Christy, they're a great couple, great team, great channel. So I don't know, it's just YouTubers, it's either they love each other or they hate each other. I can't really find a gray area there, but I kind of like it that way because it really keeps it interesting.
So, for people that are watching that don't know what urban exploration basically is, it's basically going into like run-down buildings. That's the best way I can describe it. Like old houses, like you said. I mean, I've done a lot of urban exploration in like old factories, like a fertilizer factory and a milk bottling plant. One of the best things about the milk bottling plant, while I think of it, is they had this huge warehouse at the back that was completely empty, about the size of probably about half the size of an American football pitch, and it was completely pitch black.
I love
you go through one set. You go through one set of doors, and then through another second set of doors, and there's no windows, no nothing. It's just completely pitch black. Yet you know this place is huge. It's basically like an aircraft hangar. It was crazy. Greg, have you ever done any urbexing?
Yeah. Back when I first started, that was pretty much all we did. I couldn't tell you the amount of places we went. Like, it started honestly with an old amusement park that was burnt down. Well, not burnt down, but it was like run down. It took almost all the rides out of it. And it's actually where I met Stephanie at. And we went there, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 times throughout the summer. And then we just kind of moved on to checking different places out. I tried to stay out of, breaking into places without really being allowed, but went to like all the folklore places that was basically like, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was good times.
I mean, in some ways, urban exploration isn't that different from ghost hunting. The only difference is with ghost hunting, you're trying to communicate with dead people. With urban exploration, you're just kind of checking out. Well, one of the things that I do is count how many swastika's or penises there are sprayed on the walls. And it got to the point where there was once a penis made out of swastikas.
Oh my god!
I don't know why. I mean, why? I mean, obviously it's teenagers or whatever. Think, what should we spray paint? Well, I like the Nazis, and I like penises. I know what I'll do. I'm going to make a penis out of swastikas.
I totally believe you too. I do.
It's true.
I know.
It's
These
true.
things happen all the time.
And these aren't just places I'm exploring. They're also like places where I'm doing investigations. And don't get me wrong. I mean, the swastika isn't a good thing at all, right?
No.
But it's just one of those things that, you know, the youth, the younger generation, think it's funny to spray paint in a building that's abandoned.
Right.
So.
like any 4-letter bad word, right? Like you
or
always
swear
see
word.
like.
Although I did once in one place, spray painted on the wall was "I love mathematics," and I thought you can't get more sad than that. I'm not even joking either. That is literally what was spray painted on on this building.
I can honestly say, with the locations I've been to, like in the past as well as currently for filming, I've never like broken anything or I don't. Well, yeah, I've never done anything, and especially I don't know. I really appreciate the location itself, and like you said, ghost hunting. How ghost hunting and urbex can it goes hand in hand in a lot of ways. Except like one, you're kind of trying to communicate with dead people, and in the other, you're basically interacting with a dead place, that holds history in some way, lores in some way, some legend in some way. And so all of that can kind of go hand in hand with this place has been abandoned for 50 years because this old man died in there and nobody wants to live there. And so it all just kind of comes together. And that's how I kind of feel like I end up capturing, or I ended up kind of sliding back into the paranormal with the urbex field, because I was starting to when I was editing my videos, I started literally picking up on EVPs just from my wireless mic. And that's how all that really took off. It's kind of crazy.
So, when you've gone, when you go somewhere to just urbex, has it ever turned into a paranormal investigation?
Oh yeah, like many times, to be honest with you. And I can say this, like during the day, I like to use my daytime videos as pure urbex. And sometimes I go in thinking, I'm just going to film some cool shots, get some drone footage, I'm going to put some cool like ambient music in it and stuff. And then I end up listening to it while I'm editing, and then I get almost said a bad word, and I get upset with myself because I hear EVP, so I'm like, crap, do I put these in, or do I, so then it all, no matter what I do, it's like it ends up being paranormal somehow.
Now,
I can't help it.
Obviously, when I say this, I'm not accusing you of it, not at all, because you are a paranormal investigator. But there are some urban explorers, and again, this isn't at you or anyone, in fact, although, I know of the people. There are some people who are urban explorers who try and turn into paranormal investigators, but they're swear word alert, they're fucking awful.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And I'm not having to stab at one person in particular. So if you happen to be one of these people, don't think I'm having to go at you if you're watching. But, to the extent where they would do the ghost hunting stuff, fake stuff, just for the views.
Right, and I'm seeing it more. I'm seeing it more in YouTubers who were strictly urbex, like urbexers. And now all of a sudden, every video they're coming out with is something scary in a haunted place. And I'm like, wait, when did you become a paranormal? I don't mind, that's cool. But, like, when did you get into this stuff? Also, you have like 5 million subscribers. Can we collab now? Like, I don't know.
Thing is, I'm not.
More stuff.
A lot of people get angry because take Jack Osborne, pure example. He's not he's not a paranormal investigator, but he starts a paranormal investigation show, and people get angry at him because they don't think of him as a paranormal investigator. They think of him, well, I don't know what he does really, like TV personality, but but these people watching at home, they might be a mechanic and they do ghost hunting. It's like, what? So you think these people can't do ghost hunting just because you were doing it before them and they're famous? It's like when Rob Lowe did something as well. And it's like, well, Why can't he be a paranormal investigator just because he's a film star?
Yeah.
But the problem is with these urban explorers that are doing it, they don't really know. They just buy stuff online and start doing it purely because they think it'll get them more subscribers. And like I said, I've seen a lot of them doing it and faking stuff again just to get the subscribers. Like to the extent where I've seen someone get one of their friends to wear all white and a white mask and suddenly like appear in a doorway or something. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I'm pretty sure if you pay attention to stuff that goes on online with urbexing and got paranormal investigating and stuff, you've probably seen it.
Yeah. Kind of like people that just randomly have doors that open and shut on command.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, shut up, Greg. But no one knows what we're talking about because the person you're talking about has never got round to actually releasing the films that they made. So,
right.
They got bored and moved on to the next thing, didn't they, Greg?
Yeah. I mean, when you make stuff you thought, I mean, you just don't want to admit that you suck.
Well, another thing that does bother me about this field is, we're always going to have the people that aren't going to take the paranormal seriously or investigators seriously, and I can appreciate and respect that. That's fine, but I have seen a specific urbex channel purchasing. And these are two different stories too, and two different channels. One channel, they purchased some equipment that we would use, like an EMF meter and stuff like that, and they went out there and had some spikes. When it's clearly, I mean, you can see, I say clearly, but if you're any of us and you're like, okay, you're seeing power lines everywhere, exposed. I mean, there was just so many things that could have been setting that off anytime they went towards that that power pole, and it's like. And they're like, oh, gosh, guys, we gotta go. And then they start, like, making fun of it. And
it's like, they kind of disrespect actual paranormal investigators. Because we work so hard on our reputation and we work so hard on trying to figure out what makes a ghost and what doesn't make a ghost. It's like, okay, a ghost might... I'm not saying it does. A ghost might give off EMF, but there's hundreds of other things that can as well. Yet these people don't look into that. They just buy the stuff and do it, and then just assume it's a ghost. It's like people that take pictures and get dust and just assume that there's a room full of spirits.
Right. Yeah, and it's already hard enough for people like me starting my own urbex/paranormal exploration channel. It's already hard enough for me being a female being taken seriously, not just in the paranormal field, because there's not a whole lot of, there's a lot of good females in this field, but a lot of them aren't recognized because it is really hard to be taken seriously and be put on the front lines, as you know from seeing a lot of the shows. But, not even talking about television, but just in general, it's rare, to see a woman just getting out there and being like, hey, I'm going to kick ass and take the lead, and then actually be taken seriously.
I mean, I have to be honest, I actually think female investigators are better. But that's not me. That's not me being like a feminist. That is literally from experience.
Yeah, you're kissing ass. It's
okay.
At least I'm kissing ladies' butts, Greg.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
No, I mean seriously. I mean most of the investigators I have ever gone on an investigation with are usually women, and the women are always better than the men because they. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the women that I've worked with. Maybe they just concentrate better than men.
Yeah,
it honestly, it all depends on the women. I mean, I've been with, quite a few of them. I mean, Stephanie a million times, a couple other people that I've never had issues with, and then there's ones that I've been with where they're just so dramatic and over the top, and oh my gosh, something's moving over here, something's doing this, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so annoying. So they come in all sorts, but I mean, guys are the same way.
Right, and another thing really quick is I've noticed, especially like with getting reach outs from other producers and stuff lately and discussing possible projects and whatnot, it's still a big thing for, to be a female in the field, that you kind of have to have some sort of psychic ability or special ability. I mean, like, can't we just be like, like science driven or something? I mean, like, because that's what I am. I feel like anybody could be sensitive to this. I feel like anybody can feel things out and just feel a difference in pressure and stuff,
And there is actually, I won't go into who it is or whatever, but there is actually a very, very good example of that, of a woman that was very, very technically minded, but she was forced to be a sensitive, basically.
Right, yes, and they want us to do that, and it's like, come on, it's, it's 2019, you guys, like, I don't know, but, yeah.
So I'm just going to quickly say hello to some people who are saying stuff on the chat, because I don't want them to feel like we're ignoring them. Lee Patterson says I'm being a smooth talker, and I'm really not. I'm actually just saying how it is and trying to put a sentence together. That's not that smooth.
He's a genuinely nice guy.
I'm an arse. I
got your back.
I can't say what I really think I am, because I will not say the C word on this show, but that's what I am. Hi Mel, how you doing? Hi Alex, there's another Alex. Let's see what this guy said. Okay, that person's just giving advice to people how they can actually hear what we're saying. Hi Melissa, thank you for tuning in. I haven't seen you on here for a while. Thank you for tuning in. Vicky Mulligan, hi. Andrew, Lorna. These are all people that I recognise from watching the show before. And there's others as well. So thank you all for tuning in. Hi Scott from London. Brain freeze, forgot my own capital then. And some people tuning in. Hi Rebecca, hi Elliot. There's another Melissa. Hi, how you doing? Melissa can't pronounce her last name. Disher. Melissa something. She says Ashley has a great personality and she loves watching you, and she goes out on scene with, and people you go out on scene with.
Thank you so much.
If you want to compliment me as well, that'd be nice. And Greg, obviously, and compliment on how nice his steering wheel looks.
Oh, thanks.
What car is that now, by the way?
What?
What car is that now?
It's 2015 Honda Civic Si.
What happened to your Jeep? We were Jeep brothers.
I still have that too.
Are you still? How many cars do you have?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Why?
There's 2 trailers.
Why?
Huh?
Why? I don't even have that many pairs of shoes.
Well, okay, so like, you think about this, alright? It's kind of like women with shoes. So, I got this car which I drive every day.
Sexist?
What?
That's a bit... You just assume women have shoes. I mean, they do.
Well, no, but I mean, like, so I got this car that I drive every day. I got my Jeep, which I can drive, like, to pick stuff up, like engines or whatever I'm doing at the time. I got my truck that I can pull my trailer with. Then I got 2 race cars and then 4 parts cars.
Are you talking about towing stuff with the Jeep?
No, I tow with my truck.
Because I can't fit anything in my Jeep. Like
I throw engines in the back of it all the time.
The Jeep is so big, yet there's hardly any room in the car. I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I fit anything in them. Anything I can.
But in fairness, I do know a lot of women that have a lot of shoes and never wear them. But that's just a coincidence. I'm not being...
Sure.
I have a lot of shoes.
There you go.
I do.
See? Point proven.
Point proven.
I have 4 pairs of shoes. Greg has 9 cars.
Yep. I have 1 pair of shoes.
I have 1 car.
Maybe you should sell a car and buy some shoes.
Nah. Cars are more important.
I just want to say quickly, because a friend of ours has just tuned in. I hope he's still watching, otherwise he's not going to get this congratulations. Josh Bender, a friend of the show, a friend of mine, friend of yours, people at home if you're a friend of his. Won a beard competition. So he has the best beard in this competition. So congratulations.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
Colette McCardle, she is one of our regular viewers from the UK. She says, I loved watching GHI. She loves you. She loved meeting. She got to meet Barry and Paul. And obviously she remembers you being in it, obviously. I think I know where she met Barry and Paul. Probably at a Paracon over here. Maybe Colette, you can confirm that for me.
Hey, we just got a pretty interesting question. I'll read it real quick before it goes away. How does religion play into what y'all do? Do any of you believe in God? How does faith play into this investigation? Play into investigating?
I'll answer first because I just get it out of the way quickly. I'm agnostic. I'm not saying that there isn't a God. I'm just saying I don't choose to believe in one because I don't know what lies beyond, so to speak, in terms of a religion, higher power, whatever. If anything, I believe in the universe, but when it comes to paranormal investigation, I'm scientific. I don't get too, religiously involved. I mean, I sometimes use religious artifacts, etc., because, the spirits might react to it, but I don't necessarily believe in what I'm using. But I have no problem if you're Christian, Muslim, Jew, Buddhist, Sikh, Hindu, whatever you are, I don't care. As long as you're a nice person, you're fine with me.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, do you use... are you religious? I mean, I never know of Americans because you guys are more religious than we are.
Especially us Southern Americans, huh? But I can say, I was raised in... I was raised kind of, religious. Yeah, I was raised in a religious family, here in the South, and as most of us are, and I grew up, and for a while there, I kind of went full atheist, but at the same time, I was having a lot of anger towards life in general, and a lot of self-pity, self-doubt. This was after Ghost Hunters, after it got canceled, when I was just trying to, I was struggling to find myself again, to try to kind of associate back into, real, life and being home and not traveling all the time, doing cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I can honestly say I believe in something. I believe in something because I feel like any time I do my form, I guess, of praying, which isn't get down on my knees and I don't do any of that. When I think positive thoughts, I don't pray to any, specific, a male god or anything, which I love the fact that there's so many different ideas of different gods and goddesses and stuff, and, it's just such a hard road, I guess, because I'll be completely honest with you, I flip-flop so much. I go back and forth. It's one day I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, please, God, help me do this or whatever, and then the next day I can be more I'll sit here and pretend I'm meditating for a second, but more just think positive thoughts into the universe. So I think it all just comes down to as far as other people and acceptance, I'm totally accepting of any religion, any non-religion, anything like that. As long as you're a good person, you're good to other people and animals, and you're good to me, then I'm down with that, obviously. But for me personally, I don't know. That is just such a weird thing because I'm in the paranormal field, right? So
to an extent, we have to keep an open mind.
Right, yeah, because what the heck am I communicating with whenever I'm picking up all these voices? And there's so many logical explanations for it when it comes to, radio airwaves and frequencies and stuff that you could be, but there's so many coincidences all throughout the universe, and I'm all about that whole, the big universal picture, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish I could ramble, and I'm sorry if I don't make sense.
I'm going to pass the same question over to Greg in one moment. What I'm going to say is that I tend to think there's definitely something about the universe that's sort of like magical. Sounds really corny and stupid, but I don't know how else to describe it.
Magical, yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying I believe in a god, but it's like there are coincidences, and it is weird when these things happen. It's even something stupid like you could be talking to a friend about an episode of your favourite TV show, like whether it's like an old MASH episode or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or the Simpsons or whatever, and then suddenly you're going through TV channels the next day, and the same episode you were talking about is suddenly on TV. It's just a weird. That's such a stupid thing, such a stupid example to give, but it's weird coincidences like that confuse me. Anyway, so I mean, Greg, are you religious? I don't really know.
Well, I mean, I guess if we want to go back to where it all started, like, I was originally baptized Catholic, and then I changed just to Christianity when I was like in my teen years.
Technically, technically Catholics are technically Catholics are Christians.
Yeah, I know, but I mean just like straight Christian, like church-wise.
Like from Catholic
I don't know how it is there, but here they're like a separate entity.
So you went from Catholic to Protestant.
Sure.
Non-denominational.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was when I was still younger, and then I don't know. Like I just kind of. I mean, I believe in stuff, but I don't practice it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, like when I go out, like I don't do like. I don't know. I mean, I've been with a lot of different groups, done a lot of different things. A lot of people do like the whole praying and stuff beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say that that's a bad thing, because I mean, hey, everybody has their own way of trying to communicate or keep things away from them or whatever. I've always been a firm believer, and this is just from when that I mean, I used to do that stuff all the time, but then like if things would happen, and ever since then, it's one of those things where that I don't do it, because if that I'm with people that do it, I want to see if that something different happens to me compared to happens to them when I'm out of the place. So I just want to, I just want to get that difference, because if everybody does the exact same thing, you're always going to have, well, not always, but you're going to have the same result when it comes to most things. Whereas when that I do, that like I went to a place with Ray Savino and that, and they were all doing their prayer circle and everything, and I was the one outside filming it. I wasn't involved with the prayer at all, because I wanted to see if inside the building something else would happen to me compared to what was going on with them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't.
I mean, I suppose in a way, if I had to choose something, they're probably the closest thing to how I see the world would be paganism, I suppose. Although I'm not a vegetarian, and I think most pagans I know are at least a vegetarian or a vegan. Whether that has something to do with it, I don't know, because I don't know it that well. But yeah, I mean, as paranormal investigators, we have to keep an open mind about these things. There's so many different theories that get thrown around with what we do. So that's that basically. Thank you, Paul, for the question. And if anyone's watching and we're like freezing up a lot, I've noticed some people who are watching the watch party on the American Ghost Hunter Show page are commenting on that. Try watching on the actual feed on Paranormal Warehouse, see if that improves it. And I am trying to keep up with what you guys are saying in the watch party. Every now and then it pops up. But I don't have that feed in front of me. But I know Misty Lewis is watching, and Ashley, your dad's watching on there.
Hey, Dad.
We did have another question actually from a David asking, Ashley, what is your most frightening urbex experience?
Is it David Childers, by the way? Or different David?
Yes.
When you had, I'm guessing when you had to invest, when you were doing an urban exploration with him, and you turn up and saw him, I'd imagine would be the scariest.
First of all, hey David. Me and my mom started calling him David with a T. Don't know why, it just happened that way. So I will say I've had some pretty close calls with urbex stuff. But he asked that question because he knows the answer, and that was it was me, my mom, and David, and we were exploring, filming / investigating this I think it's 6 or 7 story abandoned hospital in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and this was just a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've come across homeless people, crazy stuff before, but this night was packed full of what I will honestly say, in my opinion, to me, I believe they were true paranormal experiences in this place, because we stood in this specific part, I think it was like the 3rd floor of the hallway in this hospital. It's abandoned, there's water dripping everywhere, it's disgusting, rotting, oh my god. And we're all standing there, and we're back to back, like I'm facing this way, he's facing the other way, and then my mom is facing the other way, and we're all facing different halls, and then we can still see the entrance the other way.
Yeah.
So, long story short, he told us, he's like, we've had experiences at this place before, in this specific spot. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but I want you to experience it yourself. And I'll be honest with you, I almost had to leave. Like, I almost could not do it. And it's very rare for me to walk out of a place during an explore or an investigation. But
Mm-hmm.
I was standing there, and each one of us, literally, we were hearing footsteps walking towards us. And it was all on camera. And I could hear voices coming from this black hallway with the door shut, and I kept seeing something back there. And of course, I mean, we checked this place, and there was nobody in there. We even had the Vicksburg PD come and check it, because obviously we had permission to be there. So it was clear. There was nobody else alive in there with us. And I swear on my life, man, like, I got chill bumps just thinking about it, because we were each swearing there were footsteps coming, but then everybody started hearing it from my direction, of course, like the area where I was filming, looking towards, and I could hear what sounded like somebody stepping, like with a club foot or something, where it was just like step, drag, step, drag, step, drag, and I remember, like, we were filming, and I started, like, shaking, and I reached back and grabbed David, and I was like, this is crazy. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like, we gotta stop. We eventually had to stop, but we were each, like, it was real. It was, I mean, like, I
think in a way you answered 2 questions in one there, because at the same time as Greg bringing our attention to what David was asking, Ashley Storm was asking what it's like to work with David. So I think we've kind of know what it's like to work with David from that answer.
Well, it is awesome to work with David, because David is a super cool, down-to-earth dude. He is not afraid to do all this crazy, dirty urbex stuff. But also, I felt super safe, because he carries protection with him, a weapon, because you never know what kind of stuff you're going to come across. And I know some people will disagree with that, but I'm totally down with that, because
at the end of the day, you have to, have some sort of common sense about this. I mean,
yes,
these are dangerous places in some ways that you're going to. You have to have protection.
Yeah. Right. It can get dangerous, and even like filming, even when we were filming GHI, we filmed an episode that never actually aired in Malaysia, and it was an abandoned house that I don't remember who it belonged to, some ambassador or something. And it was a big 3-story house with this big deck on the top, and it was all like concrete, and there was nothing in there. It was kind of like hollowed out at that point. So we're in there, and we walk in to start filming, and I don't know if it was Rob D or someone else, but they were like, dude, there's a fire going on the 2nd floor. Like, there's somebody up there. And it's just like little things like that. Even whenever you're filming on a legit show with a full cast and crew, you can sometimes come across like homeless people, drug addicts, and stuff in places like this. So
yeah, I mean, like drug abuse and stuff is probably one of the biggest issues with urbexing, because you're bound to come across something, whether it's obvious, let's say, drug tools,
Yeah.
or even like stupid things. Like, I remember going to one place we was urbexing, and there was all these like very small gas canisters where people were literally just huffing the gas. There was loads of them. Like, I think you get them on like paintball guns.
Yeah.
They're only
I know what
like
you're
maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches long, and
See-
yeah, people get high any way they can.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things that kind of drew my attention to what you were talking about was talking about like the footsteps and like thinking there was real people in the building. Well, the one investigation that we went to, Daryl and I and a couple other people, we were at this place called the Malta House in PA, and it's no longer there. It was only there from I want to say it was August through I believe December, empty. Like it was a fully residential. I don't know if it was a hospital or if it was like an old folks home. I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore. But anyway, so it was only open a short time for actual investigators. There was actually only, I think, 3 teams that got to go there, and we happened to be one of them. And we were in there. It was the middle of the night, and like this place literally was in the middle of like the mountains in PA. So like there was really nothing around it. There was like some other like group home type things for like older people. It was right next door, but it was like, I guess it really wasn't right next door, but it was kind of close. And other than that, there was nothing around this place at all. It was like 10 minutes to the town and everything. So anyway, we were inside. We were all up on the 3rd floor, and Keith was standing by like the staircase door, and he thought he heard somebody like open a door, like come in. So he opens the door and he's listening, and he heard somebody say, "Oh, they're over here." And so then he's just like, he turns to us and he's like, "Guys, there's people in the building." So we take off. We run downstairs. We're searching the whole thing. Because we didn't know what was going on. We heard people moving around. We heard people talking. We heard doors shut. So we're like, all right. So we literally searched the whole entire place. We come outside, like where our cars were right in the front, and like it was, I don't remember what time of year it was. Well, it was like later in the year, but I don't remember. There was no snow, but it was like frost all over the ground. Well, you could see like 2 or 3 footsteps right outside the door, and they disappeared. And like I think it was on Daryl's car. You could see like a hand print, almost like it grabbed the door to try to open it, but there was nothing else around. Like the door wasn't open, nothing like that. So then we went back to our cameras. We had still cameras, and they were faced to where you would pass the cameras at any point of entry to the building. And we checked all of them. There was not one person that had walked by any of the doors. Like it was crazy.
Because Daryl's got a concealed carrier license, hasn't he?
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
assuming-
he
I'm
definitely
assuming
had
he
his,
was-
and I believe Keith had his that night too.
I was going to say, I assumed he was packing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know the lingo.
Well, yeah, because they're running down. It's fun. I'll tell you what, that was one of the funniest. There was actually a couple things that happened that were super funny that night, but the one was literally the funniest thing is we're watching the cameras, and you see Daryl come down the staircase and just kind of like walk out, and he's got his gun in his hand, and he's all like pumped, like looking around corners. Oh, it was so funny, dude. We were like losing it. But yeah, then the other thing wasn't as funny. I mean, it was kind of, but not really. So yeah.
Well,
That's a crazy experience.
I mean,
yeah,
I
believe Melanie was there. I saw that she commented on something. I don't know if that I can't. See
yeah,
the feed, so I don't know
she has. She is still watching, I believe. Well, I mean, word of advice there: never go full Daryl. It's something I've heard. Just
hey,
flying around. Right, I'm gonna quickly take a little break, but during the break, I'm gonna show you some Urbex reel from Ashley's YouTube channel. It's about 6 minutes long, but I might have to cut it a little bit short because we're coming up to like the last 20 minutes of the show. So I'm gonna play that for you now, guys.
This is our first night investigation for this channel, and I'm super excited, so let's go see what we find. You guys want to go upstairs? Mm-hmm. You're filming that? Can you see well? Yeah. Okay.
We are here at a haunted cemetery that has all sorts of crazy, spooky stories. We're already hearing noises out here, and I just really can't wait to get in here and get started. So let's go.
My mask is so saturated that I can't even breathe anymore. I've got a really bad cold. That's why I've been sniffling this whole time.
And like I said, we're going into the Yazoo mental health part now. Hey, see what's going on.
I'm scared. There's still rugs in these rooms.
Somebody's barricaded in there. Jesus God.
Our equipment's messing up. A lot of stuff's crazy. This asylum is insane, and I hope to come back one day. Thanks so much, David.
Pain was a great experience.
Hey guys, it's me, Ashley. Welcome to my channel. This place is incredible. Huge historical background. I will go ahead and just let you guys know it's a 3-story house. It's a big old plantation home. There's also a basement. Everything is wide open. It is... Doorknobs are gorgeous. We just heard a really loud noise. Didn't expect that. Someone's been squatting in here. $1950 paperwork from 1950. This is dated 92. I mean, all this paperwork left behind. Okay, I'm assuming this is another bathroom. Ooh. The vintage computer stuff. We have filmed everything on the first 3 floors. The best part, there is a basement to this house. Also, it's really hot up here, so let's go. This place, obviously 3 floors, but now we're going to the basement. It's very creepy down there. I'm honestly scared about it, but we're gonna do it, so let's go. Oh my gosh. This place is huge. And there's always 1 chair. Keys. The keys were left here. Can you believe it? Basement, basement, downstairs, and butler's core keys? Butler's keys? I don't know. I wonder why they would leave their set of keys here. That's so weird to me. It's a workbench. Oh, those are old maps. Or plans of some sort. And it's all old, like, layouts of property, I'm assuming. Maps. A lot of it's ruined, but let me just say this place is absolutely gorgeous. It was well maintained and taken care of for a while, but unfortunately it is now abandoned and fallen into neglect. There's still hope in saving this place. I don't really know what they have planned for it, but it's just sitting here wide open. Thankfully, nobody's come and vandalized it.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashley and Lori here with UGUE. We are
What up, guys?
We're here at this crazy abandoned mansion.
So weird. Guys, this place is amazing. There's so much stuff here. There's car keys here.
Missing? Yeah, this house just keeps going. It's crazy. keys.
Oh yeah, I saw that stuff.
Aw, Cabbage Patch Kid. Join us on our next adventure. We've got so much in store for you guys. I am happy to be back.
Okay, guys, there was a video, and as you saw at the end, there is a link for Ashley's channel, so go and check that out, guys. What's the name of your channel again, Ashley?
It's the Godwin Network.
Okay,
But
that's what
I'm
I
sure
thought.
I'm sure they could just like type in Ashley Godwin on YouTube and it'll go to it as well. It'll pop up somewhere.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, guys, go and check out Ashley's YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already. There is some awesome stuff on there. Now, we have had some other questions for you, Ashley. But I've got one. But before we do that, I just want to say to people, if your video feed seems to keep like stopping and you have to press the play button again, it's doing it to me as well. I don't know why it's doing it. Maybe we are possessed by demons. Who knows? So I am sorry if you're having that issue, guys. But anyway, like, there was a question I wanted to ask you, Ashley, and I asked this because it's happened to, well, not me personally. Well, actually, no, it has happened to me. Have you ever injured yourself while urban exploring?
Yes.
I want details.
I have. I mean, I've fallen through floors a few times, and I've never, like that. I've never broken a bone, but my mom actually broke her foot back in March, I think it was March. Yeah, and you know, I mean, we're in these decrepit old houses, and it was one of those.
I mean, there is a reason why we're not supposed to go in them.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So, but we're usually, you know, I like to say we're usually pretty safe and aware, but that day, I don't know, because we also have fun and laugh and have a good time as well. It's not always super serious. And my mom went to go step out of this, it's like this raised shotgun house, like one-room house. Well, it's kind of a two-room house, but she went to go step out, and there's like a double step down with old cinder blocks, and one of the cinder blocks rolled out from under her foot, and then she literally fell out of a house. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. She fell out of a house and broke her foot, and it's all on camera. I didn't put it on any of the episodes or anything because it was pretty bad.
There was this one investigation, not urban exploration we were doing, in an old asylum, and Helena's foot went through the floor, and she hit this metal pipe underneath it and broke her toe. And there's this one place we went to which was like an old, like, religious retreat sort of place, and people say it was like a cult, but I don't know that for certain. But there was a male dormitory and a women's dormitory, and the door into the male's dormitory wasn't there anymore, but between the outside and the inside there was like a half-foot gap, and I've been going in and out of there all night, but there was one point where I forgot, and I literally, my left foot was slightly sideways and went down this gap, and I got a couple of boo-boos.
Oh yeah, that sounds painful. Those things just happen.
It's funny how like the smallest cut can be really painful though.
Right.
Right, we did have a question before we showed your reel there. This is from Darin. I'm assuming the last name is pronounced Bus. You guys really need to get some normal sounding last names, people. Come on. If you had a chance to build a device for your investigations, what would you want to build and why?
This question's for me?
Well, yeah, you're the guest.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, if I had a chance to build something, well, I'll be honest with you, I've never been very good with gear and tech stuff, so I've never built or attempted to build anything myself. I think it's very awesome when I see other investigators doing that, because I wish I could. If I don't know, I don't know, because I have such a simplistic approach, which then some people might come back and say, well, that's not very scientific, you know, but, like, I guess I'm trying to think of something. Okay, visuals are cool, right? We all like to, like see things or try to see things, like, different things, full spectrum cams, thermal stuff, like whatever the little stick figure thing is that I've been seeing people use, where it shows, you know what I'm talking about?
Cam?
Yeah. Basically an Xbox Kinect camera.
Yeah.
Thing, yeah.
Those things are, so when people, like, make stuff like this and come out with stuff, I'm just, like, fascinated, because I'm like, who thought of that? Because that is really cool.
I can tell you now, it's quite easy to put one of those together. You don't have to be that technically minded to do it, but to make a really good one, like, that's less DIY and more like professional, takes a lot of effort. So, you know, there's a wide range of them on the let's say paranormal market.
Yeah. I guess I would say I really like audio evidence in a way, because my little wireless mic, or just camera itself, and I use a Sony A6300, and, you know, just things like that. I would love to have some kind of device that either A, can pick up more, but then we get into the whole thing of are we picking up radios, waves, and stuff. I would like a really cool, like, specialized little EVP thing, like some sort of, like, cool audio recorder of some sort, or because I hate noisy spirit boxes, but I'm always super fascinated by the coincidences that come out about things. Some people are scared of them because they feel like it kind of opens up doorways and invites things in, but I'm, like, always super fascinated by how much of a coincidence the answers come out sometimes, depending on the location, but I just hate that in between the...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So maybe a quiet spirit box.
I mean, obviously, on this question, my imagination's kind of gone wild. I mean, like, some sort of proton pack would be, like, the bollocks. But I suppose, like, I have to think a bit more realistic. A ghost radar device that actually works and isn't just like some stupid shitty app. That would be pretty cool. So you can actually you actually know where they are. Like if they could somehow put a medium's brain in a device,
or pick up on, like, actual shifts in, like, the magnetic field or whatever, something like that, where you can visually see it as it scans the room. I'm sure there's something like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, that would be really cool too.
I just need gear in general, because I feel like a lot of my viewers would probably have more of a fun time on certain videos that I do, where I go in for the ghosty stuff, you know, like, because I don't know, like, sometimes I am just going in to explore, but then I'll pick up EVPs on my camera or something, and so I feel like if I had equipment, you know, I don't know,
I mean,
if y'all have suggestions, let me know.
So many things would be awesome to have, like an automatic light up Ouija board.
Oh, cool.
You know, but that's kind of like an Ovilus, I suppose, or whatever the thing that, you know, says words. Is that an Ovilus? I don't know.
Yeah, I used one of those out in LA for the first time back in, like, February or March. I had never used one of those before, and I guess Matt Warner was the one that, like, told me about it. And I'm like, dude, this thing's cool. He was like, hey, you fucking right it is, guy. Sorry.
Language. Fuck.
Sorry. Hey, you effing right it. You have to. When you're talking Matt Warner language, you're talking Bostonian. When you're talking Bostonian, you can't avoid the F-bomb.
If anyone's offended, please feel free to...
I'm so sorry.
Please feel free to write a letter and, you know, put it in any trash can. I don't care. So, Greg, what would your dream piece of kit be?
I don't really know. Like, was actually thinking about it since that he had posted that, and I mean, mine would have kind of been like the original thing that I thought of. Honestly, was kind of like the original, like those old Panasonic recorders, something similar to that, where that it had, you know, that technology, but you were able to save it and like stuff instead of just, you know, it's kind of like it is what it is. You have to put it on camera or, you know, on another recorder in order to actually see it or hear what's going on. Mm-hmm. So that would kind of be my thing, would be to have that technology with the ability to put it on your computer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I one of my issues with EVPs is some people, they play with the audio so much that something as simple as a creaky floorboard can end up sounding like someone saying something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like due to reverb or whatever other audio technical language. And it's like, you know, you have visual matrixing, you can also get audio matrixing. That's one of the issues I have, although it's been a very useful piece of kit. The SB7, that's one issue I have with that, and the Echovox, is that people are hearing what they want to hear when it's not actually being said. It's just their ears playing tricks on them. That's why you have to be so careful with these things, or anything, you know, wherever you're using, you know, you have to keep a good head on your shoulders. And keep up, you know, it's so weird. You have to be so, it's such a, being a paranormal investigator is such a weird balance. You have to be open-minded, but at the same time skeptical. It's like, it's like a constant up and down kind of thing. It's so funny.
I feel like that's my whole life, though, you know, like when it comes to just how I live life, like with the religion question, I'm like that there. So I guess I'm in the right field. I'm like that with food. I don't even know. Do I want to diet today or do I want to eat a whole pizza? I don't know. I'll do both.
Yeah. Do I want burgers or do I want pizza? I'll have both. Yeah. But I'm assuming this was responding to you earlier, Greg. Melanie says that she remembers and it scared her.
Yeah, because she was up there with us.
Yeah.
Because again, me too.
Again, I don't know what's wrong tonight, but the feed keeps like pausing and I keep having to restart it again. I don't know why. Sorry, guys. But I mean, we are coming towards the end of the show now, anyway, because Eerie Voices is on later on, guys. So don't forget to watch them. But also I've got some other things I just need to remind you guys about before I do. Ashley, just let us know where, if people want to get in contact, where they can contact you, what you have on your YouTube show, what you have on Amazon Prime, etc. So if you could just tell us all and tell everyone watching at home.
Okie dokie. Well, my YouTube channel is the Godwin Network, and basically, I mean, you can subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It's super fun. There's a lot of different types of videos on there. Obviously, it's mostly urbex and paranormal, but I mean, if you're here watching us and you're still here at the end, then you'll like my videos. I have a lot of other cool collabs with different people on there that some of you may know. And you can get in contact with me through Messenger here, or like on my page, go to Ashley Godwin Paranormal Explorer, or it's just Facebook / Ashley Godwin Official. Same thing with my Instagram is Ashley Godwin Official, and then Twitter is Ashley Godwin RL, like real life. I don't know. I just started that thing back up again because I deleted it years ago, but I find it's very helpful. So with communication purposes. So yeah, you can contact me anywhere on that if you want to. If anybody's like interested, if you do urbex or paranormal investigations and you want to collab, I am always up to talking to people, getting to know people. Next weekend, I will be at Kansas City Paracon. I'm flying into Omaha on Friday, and I'll be there all weekend. And I'll be back over there for another awesome event in Iowa in October. So I'm also interested in booking more events and conventions. If anybody knows of any, I'm trying to kind of reach out and get more stuff booked so I can get out there and meet other, like-minded individuals in person as well. So.
Damn Skippy. And there's, so yeah, get in contact with Ashley, guys. Honestly, she's freaking awesome. So if you have an event or anything and want someone get someone decent there, not just because they're on TV, just because they're a great personality, then definitely speak to Ashley. Check out her YouTube, guys. Like I say, it's not all paranormal investigation, but urbexing is so cool as well. There's actually a bit of self-promotion on if you YouTube search Bolin Paranormal, BOLEYN. We've actually put some urbexing on our YouTube page from years ago, like some factories, a nightclub, an asylum, some old churches, like as in medieval churches as well. So we've urban explored places and stuff there before. But anyway, guys, so the American Ghost Hunters show will not be on this weekend. Unfortunately, the guest we were going to have on is actually travelling for filming on Sunday. So I agreed to go to a relative's birthday party at the weekend instead, so I won't be here. So not this weekend, next weekend, which I think is the 10th of August. Let me just double check that. Sorry, the 11th of August. Actually, it might be the 10th. I need to double check. We have. No, I know, but I don't know if it's going to be on the Saturday. I don't. I have to check what the plan was. We have medium Barry John from the UK. We've had him on the show before. We literally, guys, if you have a question, you want to know anything about a relative that's passed, then you have to watch this show. Literally, it's one question per person. It's just a quick fire thing, and every time he was spot on, and every person said, "Yep, you're so right." He even gave Daryl a reading, and although Daryl couldn't say yes or no at the time, a few weeks later, what Barry said actually happened. So even Daryl has to say, yeah, this guy actually got it right. So Barry John will be on the 10th or 11th. I'll let you know. Obviously, there'll be a post for that on our page. And on the 18th, Annie Weebs and Brendan Shea will be on the show, talking about their various podcasts, etc. And then on the 25th, we have one of the new members of the Ghost Hunters crew joining us. It's Mustafa. He is the historian / journalist. Crazy mofo, honest to God. You're going to love him. Awesome guy. Funny, hilarious guy. You will love him. So yeah, guys, check us out on Twitter. Not that we ever post anything on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram as well, guys. We're on Instagram. And if you haven't liked and followed our Facebook page, please do so. Just type in American Ghost Hunter Show. Look out for the beard face, as I call it, logo with the new AGHS wording on there. So look out for that, guys. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Ashley, for being our guest this evening. Thank you, Greg, for co-hosting. Greg, was there anything you wanted to say before we go?
Not a whole lot. I apologize for having to be in my car, and obviously I'm working, so I look like crap. But other than that,
Okay, sorry, Greg looks like crap.
Yeah, sorry, I look like crap.
The hat makes up for it, Greg. I like the hat.
Right. Thanks.
And obviously remember our how do I describe him? Our famous brethren, I suppose, Daryl. Remember, he's on the new Ghost Hunters. That starts on the 21st of August on the A&E Network. Don't miss it. And always remember this advice: never go full Daryl. Thank you for watching, guys.